Hey guys, what's up? So, as you guys can tell from the title of my video, this is an announcement talking about what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. Because I won't be putting content on YouTube or doing my normal Twitch streams. And I figured, this is a good way to, announce that and talk about why. So, first things first, I expect a lot of people, and this is gonna happen regardless of me explaining it, but I do know that a lot of people are gonna end up saying stuff like, oh, the ruined Aurelia Azir is so bad, Swim isn't playing the game for a couple of weeks. It's actually nothing to do with the Runeterra meta. Don't get me wrong, I've talked about some of the problems. I actually think that the devs are likely going to tweak stuff pretty well with a balance patch, and there's lots of interesting decks to play. It's actually completely unrelated to Runeterra's meta right now, and trust me when I say that, because I have taken breaks because of Runeterra's meta, and when that happens, I'm very open that I'm taking a break because of Runeterra's meta. So yeah, I mean it's not that. Well, it's a couple of things at once. For those of you guys who actually might be following my Twitter, you guys might have noticed that I've been talking about having played poker again recently for the first time in a very long time, because I used to play a lot of live poker and I really loved it, but I haven't since the sort of quarantine for pretty obvious reasons. And I ended up starting again recently, just a couple of days ago, and I kind of fell back in love with the game, and I sort of want to take a break and sort of play some live tables. I'll explain a little bit more about like what exactly that entails later, actually. But I'm also going to be visiting a friend. I'm flying out. I actually have a plane to catch in literally a few hours. I'm not going to get much sleep. But out of state, I'm going to be heading down and meeting up with actually some of you guys know him. He's Evisrael. He's a mod in my chat, and he's on the Discord server as well. So there's a couple of you guys that I'll be like, oh, that guy. Yeah, I mean, I'll be hanging out with him, playing some poker together, and just kind of like, a little like change of pace, right? Because for me, I mean, I enjoy streaming. I like the fact that it's, very indoors, and I'm a real gamer degenerate. I don't really go outside a lot anyway, and I'm fine with that. But something that has been a lot more mentally taxing on me, I've found in the last year and a half or so, is I've been feeling kind of like cooped up, because normally when we're not in lockdown mode of various kinds, there's at least a lot more, like events. Like every couple of months, there's a tournament to go to play in or to cast, and it is really good for kind of my mental health to just at least not be cooped up in like the long term of things, right? To be able to have like a little change of environment every once in a while. I'm actually a bit of an aside. I'm pretty sure that Riot would have had some kind of Legends of Runeterra tournament in person by now. I suspect, I have suspected for a while that they had something planned before, quarantine got announced, and so they, had to go off plan. But yeah, I mean, that would have been cool. Unfortunately, it would never have been able to happen under the current circumstances, but that's okay. Basically, I just decided I needed something spontaneous. This is actually, I'm recording this at 1 a.m. That's why it's all dark here, and this is a decision that I made 2.5 hours ago. I was sitting at a poker table, and I was messaging my friend, and I was just like, man, wouldn't it be cool to just hang out for a couple weeks and just chill, play poker? And yeah, I mean, he was literally like, oh yeah, no, sure, come on over, dude, let's go. And it was just, yeah, I mean, I think that there's some real value in, so obviously I think it's important that you plan a lot of things and plan things pretty carefully, and prudence is a very important quality to have with most decisions. But there's some real benefits of just, every once in a while, just doing something spontaneous. Spontaneous? spontaneous. So I don't know exactly when I'll be back. I'm very intentionally not buying a return ticket yet. I mean, I will come back. I just don't want to decide on a day yet, because I kind of want it to be, sort of an adventure, right? Just no idea, not really like planning things out and just kind of seeing what happens. But it'll likely be something in the range of a couple of weeks. It seems ridiculous for it to extend past that, doesn't it? And I'll be updating you guys on Twitter as well as in my Discord server. For those of you guys who might be familiar with my Discord server, I hang out there quite often, and I'll be making announcements there, and responding to your guys' questions. You should join the Discord server if you aren't already in it. We actually do some pretty fun stuff. We get up to some antics in there. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the pinned comment for the Discord server for any of you guys who want to join. It's a cool place to hang out and meet some of you guys, because I don't know, it feels to me kind of uncomfortable to not really know, because I spent a decent amount of my time being a streamer just literally not knowing most of my audience. Like you see names in chat and you're like, oh, this is the guy who made me play that one deck this time. But I mean, like, I don't know, recently I've been hanging out in Discord, just playing League with a lot of you guys, and like I'm at the point where I feel like I know a good amount of you guys, which is really cool, because I see names in chat and I'm like, oh, it's more than just the name I recognize, right? So yeah, no, absolutely, come join the Discord, because I'll be probably using it to announce things like when I'm gonna return. I should also probably be able to do one or two streams actually while I'm down there, so who knows, it'll be spontaneous. All right, what else is there? What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, no, I should talk a little bit more about why poker, of all things. Well, I mean, I obviously just really love the game, but so it's interesting. I think a lot of people actually don't really have a good idea of like how poker plays. A lot of people have asked me to stream poker. I might do some kind of thing, and I'll probably, I've talked with some of the LOR streamers if they'd be interested in doing like a kind of poker table. That could be fun to set up, but I mean, for the most part, I don't think it's going to be super engaging. Poker to me is a very relaxing game, where most of the time nothing happens, and that sounds pretty weird. And I'm sure if you guys have all seen the movies like Casino Royale, that'll definitely seem strange. But it's mostly downtime. Like when I'm sitting at a table, it's just like I'm listening to something. I'm listening to an audiobook or sometimes music, and it's just like a hangout, right? That every once in a while you have like a hand that you're playing. But for the most part, it's a really good opportunity for me to, listen to some videos or audiobooks and learn things. Things of any kind, actually. I really love learning things, and it's something that I haven't been able to have as much time for recently, and I feel like it's been something kind of missing from my life. But yeah, it's just the perfect environment for me personally, at least, to just kind of like sit and just absorb information about just kind of like how to how to work better with our own various limitations, our bodies and our brains. Like for example, so this is something that I haven't talked about recently at all. For those of you guys who have been watching this channel for more than a year, you'll maybe remember that I talked about having some brain problems, mostly in the form of just like, the attention and focus, but the biggest thing being memory. Like I'm having some real problems remembering some pretty basic things. And it's been concerning me, and I've seen a lot of doctors about it. It's still an ongoing problem. But some of the recent tests have indicated that, you know, my cortisol levels are, you know, really elevated, and that it might be a byproduct of adrenal burnout from just like long-term stress. And I do have a fairly emotionally stressful job. You know, I mean, there's, you know, you have to deal with a lot of shit being a streamer. And honestly, yeah, maybe that is the source of my problem. So it's just a nice opportunity. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of like a nice break for de-stressing. But also, I mean, I plan on literally just jamming a bunch of audiobooks, learning more about stuff like cortisol, stuff like sleep, stuff like, you know, just how to physiologically deal with stressful situations. And there's just so many things that I think like everyone you know, should be thinking about and should be learning. But in a weird way, that's kind of what poker is to me. You know, it's like a Starbucks for audiobooks, or I mean, just whatever I want to be listening to, and it's just like a nice, relaxing environment. Which is, I'm sure it sounds super strange if you've never, you know, been to live poker tables, because that's probably not the general impression of how the game goes. But yeah, I mean, you're folding like 80% of hands before even seeing the flop, and it's just, yeah, every once in a while you have to, you know, wake up and do something pretty impactful, and it's got a really nice flow to it. You know, that pattern feels really good. But yeah, no, it's just about having a different environment, and yeah, going back to, I mean, like I said, I really like, one of the things that, you know, I personally love in life is thinking about things in different ways off of new information. And yeah, I just haven't had a lot of time to dedicate recently to just learning new things, or like, you know, trying new activities or stuff like that, you know. I think that's what I miss more than anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I mean, you guys will be able to get to say I told you so about the Meta Mondays. That's pretty funny, because, you know, I'll miss at least one. There's a good chance I'll miss 2 weeks. We'll see. And yeah, I mean, they'll have to be back when I'm back. You got me. You did it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I mean, I'll be keeping in touch on Discord and Twitter, so you can watch out for updates there. No idea when I'll be back. It'll be in a couple of weeks. Who knows when that is. And yeah, I mean, hopefully this will be the kind of like reset that I've been looking for a while. And just, again, I just need a different environment, you know. All right, guys. I'm going to miss you guys, okay? Hope you guys know that. Wish me luck.